important this game with two heroes that like to go bottle. And I'm having a hard time figuring out who's better at that rotation. Bane is pretty strong at rune securing, but so is Rubik.
Yeah, probably Bane, right? When it comes to snatching the rune itself, Bane does have higher movement. Just his movement speed is crazy stupid. And he also has that sleep to work with, Nightmare. So it should be easier for him to help out. But we'll see. It's about how the laning stage goes and who has that extra 15 seconds to go rotate in, help the mid laner out. And it's actually harder to rotate from the bottom lane now towards the rune and secure it. It's a bit further away than before, than a long time ago when it was like you can spend 10 seconds to run to the rune, 10 seconds back, nothing happened, you're good.
So unfortunately, we as casters cannot play these mini games. But the players...
I'm still playing though. in my head, I'm winning.
Oh, okay, that's how that works. Looks like Aloha Dance is going to claim the win. So you know he's got the mental game on lock just from winning musical chairs.
Do you play these games in your pubs or not?
So I tried, and my mouse accuracy is miserable. It is the thing that will keep me from ever being any good at most video games. So they're pretty much all mouse accuracy games. I am not great at that. So I tried, and then I gave up.
Did you try just messing with your sensitivity a little bit, like? Or buying a new mouse, well, like. So
actually, my mouse is a little off right now. I do have to mess with it. I think like a Windows update has slightly messed with it, but I was at a Moonduck event, Jungle Jam, and it was in a LAN center, and their mice there, I couldn't get the sensitivity to stay down, and it was set on like 2800 DPI, and it was awful for the first 2 days, and then after that I had some 12-game win streak. So it's probably a good idea to turn it up, but it's really intimidating to lose for as long as it takes to adjust to it.
I was literally reading a topic about that today, about how the changing mouse sensitivity actually impacts the player better in the first few days, because his attention is heightened. He's not playing on his setup, so he actually plays better for a couple of days, and then slowly that diminishes and he starts playing worse and worse.
So you should change your mouse sensitivity every week.
Every week, yeah. But that's actually the point of the topic as well, of the study. Change it and then move it back to your normal sensitivity. Just change it for a little bit to be out of the comfort zone. I don't know. There's some Counter-Strike players that actually do it regularly.
That's pretty interesting. All right, new training boot camp to test out with. Poor Hanskin is taking a lot of harass in this top lane.
Yeah, he's a witch doctor. Has a lot of regen. They have to be careful though. Slark jumps in.
Yeah, S4 is taking a lot. How many stacks? Alright, Slark's stacks don't last for very long, so he was out of them by the time he jumped on S4. So that's Salves traded. V2 used one, S4 used one. Into the mid lane, Quap is 9 and 4, Puck 7 and 2.
Yeah, Limp just doing Limp things, playing really well here, outplaying Iceberg a little bit. He's going to have a very good lane equilibrium now on his side as well, so it will be just easier to last at this next wave too. I'm surprised Vitun didn't go for Venom, by the way, earlier on. He didn't buy it at all, he went for instant raid band. Venom would actually give you some kill potential in the laning stage.
I guess just choosing to go with more passive farming.
Yeah, just being more tanky, right? And it makes it easier for him to last it.
It can be a little scary to initiate into a Witch Doctor. The turn there, if bounces are lucky, is pretty rough, and that Maledict is fairly strong against Slark early on, especially if he's trying to Dark Pact off a stun.
And the Centaur as well, right? So you're taking damage all over the place, and yeah, I can see why Raid Band can be a better option here. Bottom lane we didn't discuss at all, and so far 3 minutes in, no kills. The lanes are quite even. Bloodseeker doing really well on the bottom lane though.
This is very different from last game, which was a bloodbath the entire time. So they've calmed down a little bit, they've had their warm-up game, and now playing a little more reserved.
I'm actually pleasantly surprised by FlyToMoon's way to deal with this bottom lane. I thought that it might be just a wash in which Bloodseeker and Bane just dominate them, but Pango doesn't have as much CS as the Bloodseeker, but he's really keeping up. He's up there.
And we saw the 4-minute rotation, and FNG just scared Rubik away from it. And no bottle yet on Queen of Pain, no bottle yet on Puck.
I mean, 350 movement speed, and then he has Nightmare and Brain Sap. You're not fighting that. You just concede the bounty, the rune that is, and move away.
Yeah, and here's that combo you talked about, the Nightmare into the Silence from Nico Baby. Not enough damage to take out General, but it'll make it miserable.
Yeah, it's too late though, right? He has 10 sticks on his magic wand. That's completed as well. They're pushing in. Oh, S4.
Yeah, they got S4
there we go.
up top. Or sorry, S4 got Jakiro. Flipping that around the wrong way.
Yeah. Always want to fly dice again on the first blood. It's his thing, I think. He's gonna be known for this. Just giving away the first bloods in almost every single series that I've watched so far.
And there are some rune fights here. General misses a swashbuckle, so FNG not really taking much damage. Or well, any. Able to just run away. And Aloha Dance electing to move back into the lane. You know, no aggression on mid yet.
He actually is really suffering when it comes to the levels as well. He's not even level 3 at this point on the Rubik, which, considering that he was also leeching some experience on the mid lane, is very surprising. Hanskin is almost 4 in comparison on that Witch Doctor, and he hasn't really moved out of the lane at all.
Yeah, Bane has been doing some movement.
And some kills as well.
They lose Rubik. Top lane pressuring a little bit here with S4. Just wanting to make not farming under the tower too easy. Cut the wave a little bit. Pressure always want to fly some more.
Yeah, you're maximizing your farming as well this way with Centaur, right? You're blocking the small camp, taking the creep waves away from them, and now they can go for always want to fly maybe.
It's 2 levels in Maledict, so it is quite a bit of damage once they can get it off, but this close under the tower, it's pretty risky. Rubik doesn't have a TP though. After killing him bottom, he had to TP back to lane and has now rotated middle, so they know he can't come up here. He's gonna keep harassing V-Tune. It's a nice stun on S4 to hold him back, so not letting Alliance get too aggressive.
Yeah, very static lane so far. I think if you are FlyToMoon, you need to find a way to give this Rubik something. Like, he is suffering hard. In minute 7, he doesn't even have a single item after the start of the laning stage, right? Windlace, it just doesn't cut it. In general, though, he's ruptured.
Doesn't have his ultimate. He can jump down, gonna lose a lot of HP there, and FNG, nice positioning to move to the low ground to catch him out. Nico Baby has to wait for that disarm to wear off, but low HP hero, easy for Bloodseeker to chase down.
Yeah, that was really good from FNG, by the way. He goes downhill, anticipates that Pango will try to swashbuckle and possibly TP out, but because he's downhill, General can't just swashbuckle. He knows there's sleep ready and available to cancel that TP. Pretty good play by FNG.
And he gets a nice aggressive ward down if they decide to start being active in this middle lane. With the Rubik here, Aloha Dance still low on levels, and this rotation and sort of just killing time, not helping him out very much either.
Yeah.
But Iceberg is
on top.
here. I don't know. So the coil is used in the mid lane, so holding Pop in place. Bane does fall. Bane
Top lane
falls.
as well.
Yeah. So what happens up top lane while we were watching mid?
Yeah, mid lane Aloha Dance might fall as well. He has Shadow Strike on him. Yeah, Iceberg doesn't manage to get there to deny him. Meanwhile, top lane Aloha Dance, not Aloha Dance, sorry, General rotates in with the Pango, gets that kill, but he's a level 5 Pango. Running across the map, trying to make things happen. Like, you want to be farming at this point. You don't want to really be moving that much.
And I hear a grip. No, it's a nightmare on to General. Quite have that 6 on Bane yet. General's already used his swashbuckle pretty low with the Shadow Strike and the Sonic Wave to finish things off.
He didn't want to let Slark the chance to deny the Pango, so he just used that Sonic Wave and goes back. Pretty good. Now you can see these rotations that are coming from FlyToMoon. They're forced. They don't really want to be doing this, and now Rubik will die mid too.
And he's, as you said, already having a rough game, jumping from limp, making sure that this kill is fully secured.
It's pretty much what happens when you lose so many of your lanes. These rotations from FlyToMoon are just forced. They don't want to be doing this, but they have to. They need to allow this Rubik to somehow get his levels. They need to defend top lane somehow. So the Slark is forced to go down bottom, while Puck is defending top and Rubik is leeching mid. But it's still hard to do because these heroes are way too strong.
And Hanskin defending his outpost. Always Wanna Fly is a little in a dangerous territory here. Nico Baby able to chase him down, and that is a pretty free kill onto the Jakiro for Alliance.
Something very similar to that first game is happening, in which Alliance, they're just really dominating at the end of the laning stage when it comes to all these rotations, how they should happen. They're doing everything correctly. Meanwhile, FlyToMoon, they're just offline. They need to wait. They can't fight.
Iceberg is gone on up top. He drops the coil, but with the Centaur charge in and all of the disable that they have, there was nothing that FlyToMoon could do there.
This tier 1 on the top lane, that's the most dangerous tower to be at for Dire right now. You don't want to be here. Usually who you put here is either the Rubik or the Pango, because these two heroes are the hardest to kill. Even Puck can be killed at the moment. But they couldn't afford to do that because Pango was struggling and he needed to get level 6 as well, right? So, and Rubik was level 4 or something. He's still not 6.
Yeah, Rubik is close to a 6, but not quite, and Jakiro also just barely level 5.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have a Witch Doctor that's almost 7, and the Bane that's also 6.5. Still without grip use though, but they found their levels much faster, and because of that, they're dictating the pace of the game.
And Bane's still getting those levels with the amount of movement he did, because we did see him chasing down Rubik and moving around the map a decent amount. So the fact that he still maintained that's pretty good.
He's getting the kills, right? That's the difference. Rubik is dying and Bane was getting the kills. By the way, Maelstrom on Nico Baby. So the call on that build was kind of right. He's going to be farming a little bit more than usual. Making some ancient stacks here for himself too.
The absolutely worst kind of ancient stack though.
Yeah.
Fighting into, what are they called? Evil purple creeps is what I call them. It's a very technical term.
Prowler Acolytes.
Oh, okay. Well, Prowler Acolytes are the worst creep in the entire game.
Yeah, unless you're playing some high burst magic damage dealing mid laner heroes, then you love them, absolutely. But they're so hard. They pretty much made, you remember those old 7-6 stacks of ancients for your Sven carry? They made that impossible because he just goes there and dies early on. He can't farm that any longer.
Yeah, as a support, if you get one of those in the stacks, you just stop stacking. It's just not worth it to continue anymore because it's too hard for anyone to take.
There's a smoke from Alliance. Yeah, they're going towards bottom lane. It's only a Rubik here, but maybe they're thinking about planting a ward, securing this tier 1. It's not really the most important tier 1 though. We'll see.
They have grip on Bane. They probably just want to use it, get an easy pick off, transition into a tower. You know, it's not particularly important right now. Yeah, and there it is, popped onto the Rubik. Nothing for him to steal. The Witch Doctor ultimate used as well. And that was a Puck TP that decided, nope, never mind.
But those are two really big ultis used. And now if you're FlyToMoon, you have this opportunity to move down bottom and actually take a good fight.
Yeah, with a,
There
looks
you
like,
go.
hasted Puck. Pulling the coil onto the Bloodseeker. Now Puck has been ruptured up, can't follow too much, but here comes General with the Rolling Thunder, holding him in place, and the leash as well. Bloodseeker unable to run away.
I mean, that's such a crazy, unconventional mistake coming from Alliance. Not only do they misread what they should be doing there, but they also pressure this tier 1 on the bottom lane. That's arguably the most important objective, the least important objective, sorry.
Aloha Dance being chased down with S4 taking the kill. So nice pick off for Alliance with V2 here, though. He gets the leash onto S4. He's going to build up a lot of stacks. Doesn't have the defusal finished yet, so doesn't quite have that slow.
Yeah, and the Sonic Wave is still there. He didn't use the ulti on Queen of Pain, so they just let the Centaur go away. Nico Baby has to be careful. This Maelstrom build, it kind of does give you that damage that boosts your farming speed, but it doesn't really beef you up at all. And because of that, you're easy to be picked off. Hanskin?
Yeah, I don't think Hanskin's gonna make it. The heal does work out nicely for him here. Sonic Wave on to General. Rolling Thunder won't do anything against that, and they turn that around with Hanskin's heal helping out.
Oh, he might die still, Iceberg? What?
Did he blink? What? Did he jump in plate? I'm very confused.
He's very confused as well. Don't worry. He didn't know what he was doing there. He blinked in and tried to Waning Rift on top of the Witch Doctor, but he just Wayne Rift in spot. Oh, Bane, he sees Vichun, but Vichun sees him.
He's gonna take out the ward and make sure that isn't there anymore, but yeah, you've got General V2 and Aloha Dance there. That's a nice dead FNG.
So Alliance again, they had a really good laning stage performance, but they need to keep it up. I don't think they should be feeding these small kills from supports, from Bloodseeker as well. Obviously, just play around the Centaur's new bot, Blink Dagger, is the best decision. But they're under a ward, and FlyToMoon can react to this completely.
And Slark's just finished the Diffusal Blade as well, so he probably does not mind fighting. Wants to build up some of that permanent stacking.
Yeah, I think definitely it's easier to fight for Alliance because of the Rupture versus the Pango, but at the same time they still don't have the BKB on the Bloodseeker, so he's very susceptible to just being blown up by these heroes of FlyToMoon. Which, when I think of it, they don't have really a lot of burst, do they?
FlyToMoon?
Yeah. Not a lot of burst at all on them when you think about it. It takes time for them to actually take a hero down.
Maybe if we get Dagon, E-Blade Puck, we'll see some supports killed. I think once Slark gets Basher, although it looks like he's going Sanjin Yasha for now. But he should be able to blow up Hanskin pretty easily once he has a few stacks on him.
Yeah, eventually they definitely do have that burst potential. Right now, though, they're kind of lacking in it. But there's a smoke.
Just gonna find always wanna fly. Yeah, so nice blink in from S4 and a stun from Hanskin. Not gonna pop the ultimate this time for the Jakiro.
The BKB is also completed by Nico Baby. You should have it sent out to him any second now, and this is pretty much when you're completely ready to fight. If you're Alliance, you really don't have to wait for anything else. You should be able to take fights.
And it is not the Urn Spirit Vessel build from Witch Doctor. He's got the medallion instead.
And straight into Aghanims as well.
FNG looks like he's in a lot of trouble here. The Diffusal Slow and the Leash. And a nice kill here. Going the way of Iceberg, but more stacks for Slark.
They're chasing down Hanskin too. They know where he is because they had that ward. So they should find him here. He's stepping away. General. Yeah. Not the best Rolling Thunder ever, but...
They should get the tower, though. Alliance not really looking to defend it. Just pressuring mid a little bit. They're finding always want to fly again. He does not have any backup here. Rubik TPing to the tier 3, but that's pretty far away.
He kind of stops them from taking the tier 2. Let's justify it that way. He killed the creeps. That's something. That's really something.
He also lost his courier, so they got Alliance picked off his courier before killing him, and now they're moving up to the top lane to pressure this a little. Their next creep wave is a ways away.
You can see that FlyToMoon is setting up this gank on the bottom lane. They're trying to see if someone will come, but Alliance, they're not just taking the bait, they're just taking the tier 2 on the top lane, and they're fine with this exchange.
It was almost both sides were trying to do the same thing. Half push the tower, half, have their backliners out of vision, waiting to catch.
I'm not completely sure who comes out on top of this next fight, but the BKB from Bloodseeker definitely gives them an edge. And
yeah, they go on to the Pango, the stun. They should get the silence off in time. He swashbuckles away, and it is not enough. Quick pick off on General. Is that enough to take this tier 2, though?
I think so. My question is, yeah, you have the Dagon on the puck right now, which gives you some of that burst damage that we were asking for, but how do you fight them? Like, I don't see the real power spike coming from FlyToMoon. There's this SNY on Slark, which is cute. It will give you... It will beef you up a little bit, you'll get that status resist, right? But overall, I don't see it as important as this BKB on Bloodseeker. This BKB is just goal sign, straight for Alliance.
Yeah, he hasn't even used it yet. He's gotten a Hyperstone on top of buying the BKB. Alliance has just had some nice control. And I liked his choice to cut the creeps in the bottom lane while his team pushed out middle to just make it a little harder for FlyToMoon to force them to rotate back.
Yeah, this is something that everyone should take a note of, actually. The way S4 just moved on the sideline here, took the creep wave. It's something that you should be doing almost every single game that you play. Just do it. It doesn't even matter if it's the right thing to do at that moment. Just do it, because 90% of the times you will actually impact the game in a really good way. You will stop that side push, that rat attempt, like you called it.
Yeah, and then it just gets you farm where they don't necessarily expect you to be. So by the time they realize and start rotating for it, you can back away and be back to safety with extra farm and pressure on the map.
What about that smoke? Will they get anything out of this? Can they do it?
They look a little timid right now, right? They don't have the vision that they want.
It's more of a smoke in which you just want to be invisible. You know? That's it. You don't want to be on the map. You want to hide.
Yeah, well,
it's not really a smoke in which you're hunting.
The only person they can see right now is Nico Baby. And now they have vision. And a few more, but all of Alliance is here. Aloha Dance does not like what he's found. And jump forward from Limp, stun from S4. Another nice pickoff for Alliance.
Top lane.
Always wanna fly is in trouble. And a nice Yules here from Limp at the last second to keep him from porting away. And then down bottom, FlyToMoon at least gets the Bane in trade.
Yep, he got something. Top lane.
Yeah, are they going to get anything from General? General chasing on Hanskin. No, he's on a cliff. He's chilling on the cliff, and there's a nice low ground stun from S4. Keep him here. Jump in from Limp. Well coordinated by Alliance, making sure that Pango cannot get out of there.
So it's 3 for 1, and it might be even Rosh actually. That's rough. Because they also didn't use Rupture, right? And because of that, Pango can't really have a free time. Even if he buybacks, he can't really join this fight around the pits, so it should be freebie for Alliance. But they are making some space for Slark. He's getting closer to that SNY of his. He's got it, yeah.
Alright, so maybe they'll be able to make a fight happen, but do you really want to make a fight happen into Aegis Nico Baby?
Yeah, I don't think you want to fight ever in this game anymore. just wait for the Slark to be 6 slotted or something. It's extremely difficult for them to fight. Dagon level 5 also queued up by Iceberg, and when something like that is happening, you need to realize that something went wrong with your drafts. It's just not normal. They're just lacking so much damage. Bot lane?
Yeah, they lost Bane there. He had a nice little nightmare at the bottom a few moments, but DD on Slark, that's yet another stack for him to slowly build that up. I don't think Aloha Dance can juke this one out. No, he'll...
Nice sleep.
Yes. Oh, will he be able to make it? Nope. Nico Baby with the damage.
It was a nice attempt from him, but not good enough. Top lane as well, there is a puck, but... very difficult for S4 to do anything about him.
And S4 sitting on Hood and Halberd with a bracer as well. Slark's gonna need to be a little stronger for that, and they're going on the Queen of Pain. She's coiled up at the moment. The coil has gone away now. In general, going to blink himself out. Silence in place, so just a disengage. Nothing lost, nothing really gained. I guess coil is used, so that's on cooldown for a bit.
Yep. The Rolling Thunder as well, but the cooldown is very short, so he's not really too sad about that. What they're sad about is not taking down the Queen of Pain, and they didn't because of the Essence Ring, right? It just makes her way more tankier than she usually is. Now the Orchid is completed as well on Limp.
With that Yules, she can survive through quite a bit. The Essence Ring is so nice on any of your squishy in heroes, just because you do get that extra mana regen, really helping you with spamming. And then on top of that, free HP mid-fight.
Yep. Man, the puck went for all these Dagons, but because of that, he's a little bit weak when it comes to being able to survive versus any sort of a pick-off, right? And this Orchid might just destroy Iceberg.
Yeah, he doesn't have that Yules to survive with a jump in from S4 onto the center. The Bloodseeker silence as well, forcing always want to fly back. So just throwing Aloha Dance, throwing Bloodseeker around a little bit. So nothing fully committed yet. S4 with that Halberd having a nice little bit of extra status resistance.
He does have Aegis on Bloodseeker, right? So he's fine. The only thing that Alliance is thinking about is Slark is farming. We're grouped up as 5, but Slark is farming this whole time. So we need to do something about this. We need to push.
And they might be able to burn this Aegis here. That Nightmare keeping Nico Baby alive a little bit longer, but he will fall. And Ice Path to hold him here. He's got the BKB once he's no longer stunned up. He's gonna pop it and then go onto this Pango who is stuck at the moment. And so that's a Pango taken out. Can they get more? Oh.
BKB is used and Slark is back.
Yeah,
Now
they
it's
have the
time to
coil
fight
in
for
here. Slark
FlyToMoon.
hitting away. Bloodseeker's going to fall. The Sonic Wave to push V-Tune back. Always want to fly very low. S4 able to pick him off there. The Puck Dagon not quite enough to take out this Bane. They're going to jump onto him though. They'll catch him before he can finish TPing out. A buyback from Jakiro with an Ice Pack connecting onto the Witch Doctor. Looks like they're going to get another kill and make that buyback worth it.
Goals! 5 goals away. Aghanim's 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Get
no.
it. Oh, that's the worst. He was so close. That Aghanim's, he could feel it. And now he needs to farm again.
Oh.
Now they're gonna pick him off again.
That's painful.
By the way, yeah, the same thing is happening to Alliance once more. They're in full control, and then they just lose one of these very crucial team fights. Obviously, they did take down Pango and Jakiro bought back, but you lost the Bloodseeker, you lost that Aegis, you didn't really take anything when it comes to objectives, you just took the tower to 50%, and Slark, most importantly, got most of the kills. Now he's level 19, has 3.3k gold in stash, has that Reaver now, yeah.
He's up to 8.
It's becoming scary again for Alliance.
He's up to 8 stacks. Not a ton, but obviously potential for that to infinitely scale. The more pickoffs Alliance lets FlyToMoon get.
Dagon level 4 on Puck, by the way. So
It wasn't enough to take Bane out immediately, but FNG did get killed in follow-up there.
he has that telescope that we talked about. So 2 bracers telescope, and this Bane is suddenly super rich. Just the thing is, you usually want an Aether Lance on Bane, right? You want these kind of items. And when you get the telescope and you didn't even invest into Aether Lance, but instead you went for 2 bracers, it just feels so good.
Yeah, just to have that and to be lucky enough that it dropped this game.
Yeah. Sadly for Rubik, he didn't get it, but he did get the stone, which is also pretty good. You get that extra gold.
Something that happened in the last fight, in order to kill General, they popped a lot of ultimates for that. That was a lot of the Bloodseeker's BKB time. I'm pretty sure that was Grip used.
It was, yeah. The Witch Doctor's ulti as well.
Yeah.
They pretty much blew everything they had on him.
Which I'm not sure if a Pango, when his Rolling Thunder is about to be done, is quite what you blow everything on.
Yeah. It was about the positioning, that was the problem. So if you don't blow that Pango up there, he continues disabling the Bloodseeker, and the Bloodseeker can't pop the BKB. So you're in the situation in which you want to fight, but Nico Baby is way too low. So they were pretty much forced to use everything on him, and when they did, they still lost the fight because they used everything on him.
With this Basher finished onto Nico Baby, he's pretty close to the Abyssal. Hopefully that fixes some of the positioning issues. You know, lets him jump on maybe a Rubik, maybe even a Puck. And not
It's
have
very
to...
important for it's very important for them to take a fight outside the base. You know, they can't really just go uphill the same way they did before. I think they were too encouraged by the fact that they had that Aegis, so they tried to, but
Yeah,
they need to find a couple of pickups.
They didn't get much in trade for the Aegis either. It was sort of just Nico Baby on the front lines, not getting a lot of tower damage and not really forcing out any big ultimates.
Aghanim's completed on Handscan, by the way, so we'll see that pretty decent death ward with the bounces happening.
I mean, if he has had decent death wards so far, the problem is that Puck can get to him pretty easily. Pango has a Blink Dagger, Slark has his Leap, and Slark also has Mindbreaker now.
Yep. So the way you have to think about it though is, do they have other heroes that they have to deal with as well? If they do, then Witch Doctor should be fine, because they also have to deal with the Grip, they also have to deal with the Bloodseeker, right? So if the Centaur and Bloodseeker play up front properly, Hanskin should be fine.
There's
with
a
this,
smoke here onto S4. He gets the blink and the ultimate. A nice disengage. And now Alliance are making moves up here. They know FlyToMoon is here. This is the outside the base that you're talking about. They want this fight.
They see VTune. He's ruptured.
He's pretty tanky, so hard to do anything. Gonna jump onto the Rubik. Rubik will fall instantly here. No buyback, but no creep waves particularly close to the base.
Yeah, there's a big wave pushing in mid lane. Bottom lane is also being heavily pushed onto the tier 2, so someone should even TP from Alliance to defend this. Yeah, they make one of those pickoffs that's kind of good for them, but doesn't really result in any big objectives. They just have to chill out and take control of this area, so that Roshan, once it spawns, is easier to take.
It should be close-ish.
Yeah, about a minute, right?
Yeah. So if Alliance can just hold map control, they're just going to camp in this jungle, and I'm sure FlyToMoon knows that they cannot afford any of their cores getting picked off. So they'll just have to not farm and hope that Alliance makes a mistake, or they'll smoke and run into them instead.
Yeah. I mean, they're ready. They have everything they need. Satanic is done on VTune, and right now, even if you get ruptured, you just don't care. You stand in front and Quap, Limp has to be careful. Or FNG.
Yeah,
he's easier.
Like they'll catch the Bane, doesn't really have much to save him there. Quap runs right into the stun and also getting stunned back and forth by General. Quap's holding a gem. She definitely does not want to lose that. Pops the BKB, is going to turn back into the fight now. Rolling Thunder, hopefully over here soon. VTune seeing what he can do. This Witch Doctor ultimate doesn't look like it's doing very much this fight, so a little underwhelming right now. Rubik going to fall again. Now in comes Iceberg with the coil, holding back Alliance and jumping away. FlyToMoon has lost 2 heroes here. Limp on the front lines, throws out the Sonic Wave onto the puck with a phase shift. Is this enough? They're running forward to try and catch Iceberg. Iceberg will fall, not before throwing out a Dagon, but not enough to catch anyone out.
So Slark is stealing 51 edgy from that fight, so he's pretty strong. But he just resorts to creep skipping. He's gonna take this creep wave away so they can't push high ground any longer, at least not when the background protection kicks in. But man, that fight was really good for Alliance. Even though I was thinking it can go wrong for them, they're fighting in the river versus a Pango. FNG grips the Pango, and then he stops the grip to sleep the Rubik who stole his grip, right? It was a very good play from him. So overall, they do everything mechanically perfect, and they take a pretty solid fight.
And they take their tier 3. Forced to back off with that repair kit, making things very challenging. But 2 charges of repair kit were used there. 1 on the tower and then 1 on the barracks. Nice Orchid out onto this Slark, holding VTune in place. An ultimate from Centaur as well. Slark doing what he can to turn on and fight inside of his ultimate. And Nico Baby, no mana left because of that defusal.
In general, he's going in.
Yeah, FNG, he's in trouble here. FNG doesn't have any items right now. He's got 20 stick charges, but Iceberg says, hello, welcome to my level 4 Dagon.
Remember, he bought back that last fight, so he doesn't have a life to work with anymore. Witch Doctor is also picked off, and Roshan is up. Like, these movements, man, they're detrimental to your winning probability. As you can see, Slark just moving straight into the pit to take it.
Yeah, and that Satanic on Slark is looking very strong for him. A nice catch here onto the Queen of Pain with an Ice Path, another Dagon hit from the puck, and that's the gem lost. Instant buyback from the Witch Doctor too.
Where do you click to see win probability? I forgot. What's the hotkey for that?
Oh, I have
Dota Plus.
no idea.
Damn it.
I would boycott Dota Plus if I could.
There we go. F8. So Alliance had it on almost 90%. Now it's dropped to 75, so they're still in it.
Yeah, so always want to fly. Looks like he's in trouble here, and V2 just continuing to hit Roche. Doesn't finish it quite in time. Jumps to the other side of the fight, trying to hit Limp. I hear Wish Doctor ultimate. It's doing a lot of work here too, General. V2's in the fight. He has to pop his ultimate. Roche falls. The Aegis going over to S4. Nico Baby throws out the Rupture on the other side of the fight. V2 sitting on 27 stacks right now. He's going to do a lot of damage. Always want to fly. Dying. Now there has been a Rubik buyback. He can come into the fight. Now that's a jump forward with the Abyssal onto the puck. Down puck goes. Gem recovered for Alliance. 3 dead on the side of FlyToMoon, and Aegis claimed for S4.
Yeah, it looks like this series will be decided in that pit. Every team making just trying to take that Aegis a little bit too quickly. However, it is on S4, so if you kill Nico Baby, you're fine.
And she has the cheese, so he pops that. Yeah, he's gonna throw out the Mjolnir active coil, holding all 3 of them into place. Can the Witch Doctor stun? Lock them down. The Dagon onto Nico Baby. Nico Baby will fall. V2 very low here, is forced to jump away. The Maledict ticks may be enough, but he's got that regen when he's out of there. S4 now going to lose the Aegis after taking down General. And we've got V2 trying to attack the Sports on the other side of the fight. He just has to ultimate and back off. There's a buyback from Nico Baby. Alliance wants to end this game. They want to get their cores back in here and at the very least take the racks.
Yep. V2 is stealing 100 Agi though, so you have to be careful. You just used buyback on Nico Baby. If you don't finish this game, you're actually in a bad spot.
We'll have to see what they can do to hold them off. Puck jumping in, doing what damage they can. And now there is the silence over onto Jakiro. Looks like Jakiro should fall, and that I believe is a dieback for him. V2 wants to come in, he wants to fight, but the Aegis is falling. Is there anything that he can do? No, Aegis falls far too quickly.
You could really see that both of these teams understood their power spikes and power levels really well, when they should be fighting, when they shouldn't.